Well, hello everybody, my name is Chase and today we are going to be building a website that uses a weather app so that we can make a website that you enter in a city and it'll give the temperature in degrees. That's basically what we're doing. So first and foremost, we're going to be over here on PowerShell and we're going to need to create a new directory. And I have done this before, so I'm actually going to go into the directories where I house a lot of these kind of items that I'm learning how to do. So mine is in the D drive, users, there's that. As you can see, I have the weather app, weather node. We're just going to do another one, so we're going to make a directory, and we're going to call it weather app -1. Going to clear. Yep. As we can see, it is now in there. We're going to go into that app now. Clear. So now we're right here. And now we're going to run a little bit of Node. You need to have Node installed for this to properly work. So we're going to go, first and foremost, npm init. So that's just kind of the initialization. It gives in all the frameworks that are kind of basic, that they're really just common items. As it says, it only covers the most common items. And we're going to be installing, I believe, 4 other packages as well, as you can see. So I guess I will be doing that right after this. So I'm not going to change the name. Version is fine. Description. This is a website for my CSCI 401 assignment. There we go. Entry point index is fine. Test command. I don't have a Git repository. I have made it with a Git repository, but there's not really a point in this one because we're not using Azure, so we're not having it anywhere in terms of like actually on the web. It's just locally, which is fine. That's kind of a great starting point. Keywords, author I always put in myself, and license we don't have. And then is this okay? Yes. Now we're going to clear this. Now, as you can see, we have a package.json file, but we're going to need a file called server. It's going to be a JavaScript file. So to make a new item in JavaScript, or not JavaScript, in PowerShell, to go new -item path dot, just because we're coming to this path, name, oops, server.js. We're going to go item type file and then value. We're just not going to put anything in it. So now you see we have 2 separate files in here, and that's kind of the basic framework that we're going to need. It's pretty much the start of the puzzle pieces. But before, I'm going to install some of those packages that I know we're going to need. We're going to go npm install express, save, and now as you see, it's kind of getting some information from Node, and then npm install request, save, npm install EJS, I believe. Yep, there we go. And then the other one was body parser, but I'm just kind of doing it in order that I know. And then npm install body parser. Oh, didn't do save, so I'm going to actually do that again. I'm not sure if that's going to cause any issues, but just to be safe, there we go. Now that we're done with that, I'm actually going to pull up Visual Studio Code real quick. I don't know exactly how to do this on Visual Studio. I know Visual Studio is a better program in general in terms of just it can do a lot more, right? That's the basic thing. But I think for the basics, this is a good little IDE kind of. So I like it. So first of all, we installed Express. Now we're going to go into this server.javascript file, and now we can edit it. And this is just some JavaScript. We haven't learned too much about it, but it's fairly easy. It's kind of common sense once you start using it, and you just kind of see how we're using it. It's really not too bad. So first we know we need to use Express. So we're going to go, we need to make a function. I don't know if it's not really a function, but you'll see how we use it. Require express, and then we're gonna have a constant app equals express, just so it's a little easier to type, so we don't have to type express every single time, you know. Then I'm gonna put some of these, and then we got an app that is gonna be the express, and it is getting, whoops, I don't know if that's gonna matter, but just to be safe, from the root function require res, and then it's going to be a res.send. Basically we are sending, this is just this version of hello world, which is so cool to me. I love it. Hello world. Now we're going to go and have it listen, so we are going to be, the express is listening, support 3000, and then just function, because we're not really doing anything with it, and then just so that we can see that it properly went up, because otherwise nothing would happen, we're going to go console.log, and this is this app is now listening to port 3000. There we go, and that's the basic setup there. It's not too bad. So now, of course, you always got to save, otherwise, you know, things don't save. Now we can go back. We are going to run it. We're just going to go node server.js. This app is now listening on port 3000. So we're going to go to Google Chrome right here and localhost 3000. And as you can see, there's the hello world. So that we just posted to a website, even though it's just locally. That is the basic premise of it, right? So now we're going to kind of add on to it. To cancel this, we're going to go Command C. Now it's not broadcasting anymore. I like to clear it. That's just me. Now we're going to be setting up an index view. So to use that EJS, we're going to need to go app.set. View engine EJS. There we go. Perfect. So EJS is actually accessed by default in a views directory. As you see, we do not have a views directory at the moment, so we're actually going to go add a folder. This is basically just adding a folder if I were to actually go through the file explorer. I've been enjoying learning PowerShell, so I'm actually going to go through PowerShell to do it. So we're just going to make another directory named views. We're going to jump into views, and as you see, it just popped up right there. We're going to cd into views, and now we need to add an index.ejs file. So it's going to be the same thing with new item, path, name. It's going to be index.ejs, item type. It is a file, and value, bam bam, nothing in it, we got it, and then we're going to need a backup as well. Now we're back into the other directory. Going back to Visual Studio Code, we can see in the views directory we have an index now. So this is where we're going to be putting in some, I'm going to save this real quick. Oh, that was a copy. Save that real quick. And then this is some HTML code. The premise of what we're doing right now is kind of learning just how to get the server running. This isn't how to code in HTML. I want to go through and kind of relearn HTML. I know the basics of it. I just need to learn a little bit more. So for now, this isn't too much. This one's kind of big right here. Form action method post. That's going to come into play because we are actually using Express to post to the website, right? So we're going to go back into server. So now we're going to be changing up this a little bit because we're not doing hello world anymore. We're actually going to res.render, which renders the index HTML into, you know, the equivalent of whatever, I'm guessing whatever web browser you're on. And then index. Oh man, I'm the worst. There we go. Now we are going to save this. We're going to go back, save this, and we're going to see if everything went well. So far, so good. I'm gonna go back to the local host. Actually, I'll show that to you guys. I like doing that. So we're over here. Local host 3000. Bam. And as you see, we have get weather and the enter the city. That's basically what we're setting up. Right now, if I were to type in any of these, any city, it's not going to do anything. It's just not going to work. So we can close out of this. I am going Control C, clear it one more time. Now we're going to So basically right now what we're going to do is actually make it look prettier, because as you saw, it was really, really basic. So we're going to use CSS and kind of just make it look a lot prettier. Now, I'm not going to go through the CSS code either. I need to go through it personally and kind of relearn it, but right now that's not what we're focused on. CSS, or I guess the style .css is not really seen by Node normally, so we're going to actually have to change that. But first of all, we need to make some more directories. One, we're going to make a directory called public. We're going to go into that. Now we got to make another directory named CSS. Jump into that one. Now we can make another new item. And this one with the name style.css item type file and value nothing. So now that we have that, we're going to clear, and as you saw again, it popped up here. Now, the thing that I kind of do enjoy about the Visual Studio Code is something here, I'll show you in just a sec. Let me back up real quick. I always forget to do that before I clear. It's weird. Okay, so we made two directories, right? So you'd think we're going to have to press the button twice, but it doesn't. It recognizes that the only thing in this public folder is one folder, one directory. So it knows, since there's nothing else, I might as well just append it on here and show that it is a directory, but there's nothing else. So there's no point in making you click twice, and there is the style.css. And we actually have the code that we need to put in, so I'm going to grab that real quick. I really want to learn CSS. I've heard it's kind of tough, but I'm sure we could get it. Got to save it, of course, and then we're going to be done with it because we do not need to use it again. So above this app.set, I'm actually going to go app.use. This is for the CSS. So what we're doing here is letting Node see that public directory. Normally it doesn't use that, so it never sees it. So we're going to go use express.static and public. And there we go. Easy enough. So now we're actually going to go with an app.post because of the post. And it's built very similar to the app.get. Like very similar, actually. And as that render, we're going to render that index as well. There we go. So this is where we needed that body parser, so we had to install it, and we're actually going to need to require it as well. Parser equals require body, and just, oh, what the, I always thought you could grab that, but I guess you have to point at it. Body parser. Okay, there's that. So we're going to need to use another app.use, so we got app.use to use that body parser, right? So body parser dot year encoded, there we go. And then some brackets, extended true. Bang. And there it is. So now we can take advantage of both the require and res. So now we're going to come into the post and we're going to console. This is to make sure that we are getting information from the user. This is like troubleshooting, just to kind of double check that we have everything set up correctly. So First we're going to do that, body, and then city. And that's it. Now we're going to go save this, come back to PowerShell, node server.js. It is now listening again. I'll pop it up, localhost 3000. As you see, it looks a lot prettier. We're going to enter in my hometown of Casper. Get weather. Now what? Oh, it didn't show us anything. Well, it's because we haven't set that part up yet. But if we close this, look where it popped up. It came through. That's what we were testing. That was all that was. So now we can Control C. Sometimes I have to do it twice. Super confusing. But here's this. We are back. Now we're going to be adding in some. We're going to actually be adding in the API. There's an Open Weather Map API. I'm actually going to show you this right here. openweathermap.org/APID. Kind of just shows you how to use it. You have to make an account. I'm going to sign in, I guess. I kind of forgot. So automatically sign me in there. I am. We're going to go to API keys, and I'm going to blur both those out, but there are mine. And you can see there's my weather app one. So that's the one I'm going to be using today. So first, I forgot this semicolon. I don't think you really need them, but we're going to get that request. Now I installed that very early on, but require and request. There it was. Perfect. We're also, I like to put this is going to be my API key. These are both going to come into play, later. Equals, and this is going to be blurred out because, can't have you guys stealing my API here. Come on. I'm going to actually close that because I don't need it anymore. There it is. There's actually some things we need to change. So now there's an index, and there is a weather. This is kind of our messages. So there's nothing here. And then error null as well. Now we're actually going to be posting some more stuff. So I'm actually going to get rid of all this because we do not need it anymore. I'm actually just going to do it like this. So I don't want to lose my indent, even though it's not hard to fix, but that's fine. So we're going to let city equal the require body city, because that's what the user typed in, and we just saw that's what we posted. That's what we posted to the console, and now we're actually putting it in a variable named city. And let the URL equal, and I'm not going to type in my whole URL, so I'm just going to go grab it real quick. One big thing I want to tell you guys, slipped me up the very first time I was doing this. You're going to be using not these, not the normal one little apostrophes, they're the little back ones. So now it's going to be underlined. There's our city, that's where it's going to put in the city. Uses units of imperial because of us, and then the API key. And there we go. So now I'm going to go right here. We are going to use that request. We're going to request the URL, and then the function response and body. So if error, we're going to go res render index, and then this weather null, because we're not getting any weather from this if there's an error, and then error please try again. Whoa. There's that. We come here, and then else. We're gonna let weather equal JSON dot parse and body. Now I don't know exactly what that does. Okay, so now we gotta go an if statement again. This is going to be a nested if statement, actually. Weather.main equals undefined. So now we're going to go res.render, oops, index, curly, weather, null, error. It's going to be another one of the error. Please try again. Bang. Easy enough. Kind of. And then we're going to have another else. This is just a part of that nested if statement. This is just kind of checking some errors. This is something that is kind of nice. So if a user gets an error, they're not just like, what happened? So it's going to equal it's $. This is some variables as well. Main.temp degrees in $curly their dot name. Now we're going to go res.render index, another curly, weather equals weather text, that variable we just made, and there would be no error, finally. So now we can put null there. There's that. Looks like we're all set up. So there's just some code that we need to put into the index so that the EJS can, see some of these errors. I believe that's the explanation I got from it. I'm gonna go here, Control V. There's the code. Save that, and it looks like we should be all good. This is the moment of truth. We gotta go. We're gonna try to run it real quick and see if we got it. So let's go to PowerShell real quick. Node server.js, and it's listening. That's a good sign. Localhost 3000. Let's see what the temperature is in my hometown of Casper. It's 35.6 degrees in Casper. Awesome, it worked. So now I can do something like Pittsburgh. It's 25 degrees there. Ooh. Let's go Miami. 62. That's not too warm. My mom used to live in Orlando. Pretty cold there today, actually. Jeez. Denver. And let's try one more. Let's try Boston. There we go. Look, 34 degrees. And that is kind of the basic website. Again, it is local, so it's not going to be broadcast to everybody. Everybody can't do this, or can't, use the app that I just made. But we have done it before, where we made a website that we were just local on Port 3000 that we got out on the web, that you could just get from a URL that anybody could look at. So that would just be a process of kind of putting those two together, and I might try to do it, just kind of see if we can. And if you guys would like to see some more videos like this, just let me know. If you guys want to see some more assignments that I get, I'd love to actually try to explain them like I am now. I think it's going to really help me understand it, and if there are parts that you're like, what are you talking about? You're messing up. Just let me know. This is all just a learning thing, and it's great to kind of see the payoff, right, and kind of try to explain it. And it really just solidifies it a lot better. Everything makes a lot more sense to me going through it like this. I can actually understand what some of these uses they're using. It just makes a lot more sense to me. So again, if you guys want to see that, that'd be awesome. If not, I get it. So until then, everybody, I hope everyone has a good day. I'm gonna hop off. Goodbye.